Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to be talking to you guys again from over here in Strasbourg, France. I know it's been a while since I've last updated my blog. According to my WordPress account, 22 days in fact, and I do apologize for that since that's been 3 weeks with little to no word from me. But in my defense, I have been posting things on Instagram and also Facebook from time to time, so you do know that I'm still alive, so you can't be that mad. Alright, well today I am going to go ahead and tell you about the Portugal portion of the New Year's trip with Josh and Lauren, my friends from LSU. So after that, I guess I'll catch you guys up a little bit on what's going on here, my classes and things like that. But the main focus is just going to be to get Portugal out of the way because it's definitely one of the bigger things that happen. So I guess with that being said, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. Alright, so this portion of the trip began early in the morning, January the 2nd. We had a taxi come pick us up from our hotel, which was fairly far away from the train station. We took a train to Paris, and from there took a train to Beauvais. Total travel time of, I don't know, probably like 2.5 hours. Again, very early in the morning. Our flight was supposed to leave out about 1 o'clock from Beauvais Airport, and we just wanted to make sure that we were there in time. And also that they wanted to go ahead and pick up some souvenirs there at the airport as well. So we just kind of went and sat and waited for our plane to take off. The flight over to Portugal was only actually about 1.5 hours. It's really not that far. Europe is a lot smaller than you would actually think it was. So the first view that I got was whenever we came in, we actually went out past Portugal. We circled around and came in from the coast. So we were able to see Portugal, Lisbon, really from the air, and just how beautiful it looks like. I mean, it's the very, very tip of Europe, so it was very, very beautiful, and it did not fail to disappoint. Even after we got off the plane, we finally made our way down to the metro station and took the metro to where we needed to go. And as soon as we came up out of the metro and just looked around, everything is absolutely gorgeous. They do speak Portuguese in Portugal, obviously. So we kind of had a little bit of a problem, not too much of the problem finding the place. We just Googled it, but definitely trying to talk to people. It's not like in France most of the time. Even if it's only a little bit, people do speak English, and more often than not in Portugal, nobody, like the waiters and waitresses in restaurants, they didn't speak English at all. It was only Portuguese. So there was a lot of guesswork to be done there. But the city itself was absolutely gorgeous. The place that we stayed is an area of the city known as Restauradores, which means restoration in Portuguese. And for any of my Portuguese friends or Brazilians, probably butchered it, and I apologize for that, but that was my best attempt at your language. So anyway, in Restauradores, there's a very, very steep hill, which is kind of an iconic Lisbon attraction. Like most of the time, if you go to any souvenir shops or even like gas stations or anything, and look at the magnets or the postcards, there's always this picture of this really steep hill. And we actually stayed about halfway up that hill. There's a tram that goes to the top. It provides a really great view of the entire city, which it's very, very hilly. So you can if you go stand on top of a very tall hill, you just see rolling city for as far as you can see, just about. So we stayed there. Now at École de Management here in Strasbourg, I actually met a Portuguese girl named Raquel, and she lives in Lisbon. So that first night we were supposed to go and actually get dinner with her and some of her friends. Unfortunately, we weren't actually able to, but this leads me to my next point, which is I would say that the number one reason to visit Portugal is the food. It is absolutely amazing. Every dish that we had there was better than the one before. They because they're so close to the coast, obviously, they do a tremendous amount of seafood. And you guys are, of course, going to see some of the pictures of that as well, probably right about now. Yeah, looks good, doesn't it? But it's it's just very, very exceptional. I would say that most of the times their dishes, their seafood dishes, are very citrusy flavored, and I really enjoyed it. It's very, very strong fish that they like to use though. So if you kind of like a more tamed down fish taste, then maybe it's not for you. But it's absolutely a game changer, and in my opinion. So definitely get over there to Portugal and try some of their seafood. So the second day, we went ahead and actually just kind of walked down the hill and just walked around. We walked down the main street, and at the end of which there's this like huge, massive, massive park that is also on a hill, but this hill is a little bit different. It's not very steep, but the hill just slowly, slowly rises for, I don't know, maybe a mile. It's really, really large. And then once you get to the top of it, you can look down and actually see the harbor at the other end of the hill, if you would. So, of course, took pictures of that, and then we started heading back the other way, and we actually went up to the top of the hill, which is where, of course, we first got our real sighting of just how beautiful Lisbon looks. Like, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I will have to say that Paris is still my favorite city, but this city is just absolutely beautiful, and Lisbon has a really special spot in my heart. It's just like every time I saw a panoramic view, I just wanted to take more photos, even though I knew that it probably wouldn't look any different than the ones that I already had. But it really was very beautiful. So uh, the next day, we decided that we were going to go and walk down to the actual harbor. And sorry, right now I'm looking for the right picture so I know what I'm talking about. Uh, but we did. We went and walked down the other way, walked to the harbor, and we ate down there as well, and did a little bit of souvenir shopping, of course, because that's what we do best. Uh, and then we decided that we were also going to walk up. There was a castle on a hill, and it's, I believe, well, I don't remember the name of the castle right now. And but it was a very beautiful castle. So we decided that we were going to go walk up there, and because we were students, we got in for incredibly cheap, and got a ton of pictures of that as well. So I'm going to show you some of those. Again, like just breathtaking beauty, really, to be honest with you. So yeah. So at the hostel, we actually met three French girls who were taking their New Year's Eve break to spend over in Portugal as well, and they were actually studying in Strasbourg. Their names were Elodie, Marie, and Alice. So the next day, we decided that we were going to go with them. They were going over to Cascais, which is very close to Lisbon, and it has a very, very beautiful cliffs and everything that you can go walk out on and look down at the Atlantic. And so we decided that we were going to go over there with them for the day, and we all went with a French lady that worked for the hostel. It was her day off, so she took us over there, and she knew how to get there by train and everything. So we went and just walked down the beach and climbed out on it's very, very rocky cliffs there, and so we did that for the next day, which was a lot of fun as it was. Again, Europe, it's a lot of walking. Even Portugal, which is smaller, but you still walk all the time. So that's what we did for that day.
And he says you just take a nap, but I don't think him. I think he's ready tomorrow Okay.
How was it?
The next day was probably my favorite day, and we decided that we were going to go over to Sintra, which is very near Lisbon as well, and it's very famous for having several different castles. We were only there long enough to tour one, but it was by far the best castle I've ever been to. It was an old Moorish castle that's built on top of a mountain, and it's been fully restored, and you can go walk around the walls, and just it provides exceptional views of the surrounding countryside. And of course we were goofing off and everything, and I took a lot of videos, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys those now. We are walking through a Moorish castle right now. I'm walking on this little railway, trying not to fall. As you can see, the view from up here is absolutely gorgeous. You can see for miles in every direction. Absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, Lauren's just working on her phone. You know how these kids these days are.
No, my phone broke.
Sure did it. Yep. She's just texting people, you know, not enjoying the natural beauty of this unnatural place.
Wait, are you taking a picture?
No, I'm taking a video.
I'm so upset.
I know you are. The Atlantic Ocean. Yes, Josh? What? Where?
Picture. Take a picture of me.
Okay. I sure am, but not with taking a video. That is Castello de Pena up there. This right here is still the Moorish castle that we're in. Josh is taking a little sit down break because, as you can see, there are quite a few of stairs. We just walked all the way from over there where I was taking the other videos. Now I'm gonna walk all the way up these to that part. Again, just to kind of give you guys a little taste of Portugal. Here is the countryside with the Atlantic in the background, and then that's over, I believe, toward Lisbon, somewhere in the distance over there. Progressively getting higher. We've now walked all the way down there, around through those shrubs, over there, where we began the journey. And there's actually some down there as well, but you can't see it. But as you can see now, you can see more than ever. Whew, just a little bit farther.
Chaz, can you take a picture of me here?
Right there?
That's not a picture. I know that's a video.
Yeah, of course it's a video. You can get in the video too. Oh crap, wait. The color just messed up. There we go. Okay, good. Bye, Josh.
Because we're all entitled for our own decisions in this life.
Thank you, Josh.
It's true. And we are all non-confrontational.
I don't know about that.
Wow, that was a confrontational thing to say.
That was very
Josh and Lauren have definitely learned on this trip that Europe is about walking and walking a lot.
Up and down
I
stairs.
should have definitely
and
brought
only
less
stairs.
smelly shoes.
Oh, that's for sure. You should be in the hostel whenever he takes those shoes off. The women flee. The trip ended with just more sightseeing on the last day. We just went and kind of randomly walked around. But after that, it was time for us to go back and start getting our bags packed. Josh and Lauren both had to catch separate flights over to Spain, where they'd be flying back to the United States. And I had to catch a flight in the next morning back to France, of course. And then from Paris, well, from Beauvais, go to Paris. From Paris, go to Strasbourg, which is where I currently am. So we actually tried to get some sleep that night, and then left for the airport very, very early because our flights were all leaving at like 6 a.m. So that was the end of our Portugal stay. But I can honestly say, like, I cannot wait to go back. It is a very magical place, and all the people there are very, very nice, and it's just, it was a great city. Lisbon is amazing. Of course, also their sweets are exceptional. Like, my goodness, custards. They do everything custards, and it's wonderful. But it was a very nice trip, and I guess that really concludes that as far as my New Year's trip goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me recount it and see all the pictures and videos and things. But I guess now to just kind of conclude. So since then, I've been back in Strasbourg. I haven't really gone on any trips or anything. It's really kind of been just back to the old. Well, I can't. The metaphor eludes me right now. Back to the old drawing board. Yes, I've been working on classes and keeping up in courses and everything. I have a really interesting classes for me. A lot of people don't like the classes this semester. I'm enjoying them quite a bit so far. But I have international marketing, managing international teams, economy of happiness, principles of international commerce, and of course my French class. So I'm doing, as far as I know, very well in them so far, and I think that it's going to be a good semester. So until next time, au revoir, mes amis.